Hey guys, Bryan here from Liquid Concepts. So today we're going to talk a little bit about flame treating. And so we've had a couple of questions on it, so we thought we'd shoot a quick little video, show you guys a few things of what we tend to recommend, as well as also some alternatives. So of course, what is flame treating? And so flame treating is mainly going to be, you're going to get some type of flame like this right here. It could be have a spreader or anything like that on it, but you're mainly going to be treating and moving this flame over bare plastics. And so the first question that comes to mind is of course, when do you flame treat and what plastics? And so the answer can be a lot of different plastics, but most of the time you want to stick with the HDPE, which is mainly going to be a lot of your hard hats, as well as polycarbonate. So if you're doing like RC bodies or something like that, those are definitely going to require a flame treating possibly, as well as even sometimes ABS that can require some as well, depending on what exact makeup of the ABS that it has. Now, a couple of things to remember on the flame treating. So the flame treating is more of an old school, tried and true method that allows the paint or the coating itself to bond to the surface. And so what you're actually doing is you're running that flame over the surface of it, and you're allowing it to do a couple of things. Number one, you're expelling any of the oils or mold release agents that might be in the plastic from the mold manufacturing itself, as well as you're also taking and allowing the surface of the plastic to be more susceptible to be able to be bonded with the coating itself. And so by doing that, you change that surface tension that's on it, that surface energy that is on the top of this bare plastic, and then of course make it a lot easier and a lot better for paints or any types of coatings to stick to that certain type of plastic. So let's go ahead, do a demonstration and show you guys what we're going to be doing. So a couple of things to remember whenever you're flame treating. Of course, this is more of like a pencil style flame, so you're only going to get a little bitty round flame, but you can also get a flame spreader to spread that flame out to make sure that you can cover a lot more area. But in this case, we'll go ahead and use this. But the main thing is to look at the flame itself. So the flame itself, whenever we first turn it on, this is pretty much what we want. We don't want a super hot flame. We don't need it to be just like burning the whole place down, but we also don't want something like this right here, because inevitably we're not really doing anything. So something like this right here is more than enough to flame treat all of this area right here. Now, of course, with the pencil style, we're going to have to do a lot more passes all the way around, but you can get those flame spreaders just like what I was saying. And then of course, make sure that you cover more area at one time. So flame treating is going to be very simple. We're going to have a couple of different processes that we're going to do. Number one, we're going to flame treat the plastic, which means just running over this right here, just slowly, but also intentionally to make sure that we are going across it very nice and even all the way across, as well as we're not going slow enough that we're possibly damaging any of the plastic or anything like that. Now, this is going to be something that you're going to have to, of course, kind of play with to make sure that you're not going like that, because of course you're probably not going to get anything. But as we just went all the way across here, it is not super hot, but it did definitely torch a little bit of this top surface. Now, a couple of things to remember after you do the flame treating all the way around. After you do it, you want to take normally either a good solvent-based wax and grease remover, or you also want to take and do a isopropyl alcohol. Normally you do not want to do like a 50-50 mix. You want to try to get the most isopropyl alcohol percentage that you can. They have the 91% or even 100%, something like that. You want that higher percentage. And so what that's going to do is that's going to pretty much anything that you have flame treated through here is going to expel it back up to the top surface. Then once you have that, you're going to take a lint-free rag, and then we're going to wipe everything down after it's all said and done. Now again, whenever we're doing this for a customer's part or anything like that, we always want to make sure that we have gloves on, and that way after we get through flame treating it, we're not sitting here touching it like this, because any of the oils from our hands or anything like that can get on that surface. So let's go ahead, let's get everything set up and ready and go through that full process so that way you can see it. Okay, so now that we've got our basics on what we're gonna be doing, let's go ahead and flame treat this, get this fully ready to go so that way we can get this prepped out, ready, and of course the coating applied, and we know that we have a really good bond into the plastic itself. So of course, first things first, we're going to put on our gloves, and then we've also got our isopropyl alcohol right here that we've got in a pump action spray bottle. And of course, other thing, lint-free rag, so that way whenever we're done, we can wipe everything down, get everything back clean as possible, so that way it makes sure that there's no contaminants or anything on the part itself. So we'll set this off to the side, go ahead and come back with the flame treating. So again, we've got our flame coming out like that, and again, we're just going to take that and run it back and forth. Again, not to melt it, but we just want that flame to, as you can see here, it is hitting that plastic, but of course it is not melting anything. And so we can come back through here. And again, I am also making sure that I'm never stopping, because of course I do not want to melt anything. Now, we can go through, I can flame treat all these edges and everything like that, but let's say that we're done with this part. So now we'll take our isopropyl alcohol and we'll apply this onto the rag itself to make sure that we get everything wet down really nice and good. And then we're going to give this a good wipe all the way around, trying to get in all these little grooves, edges, and everywhere as much as possible. Now this right here is going to, of course, help any part of it from having any defects or possible delamination down the road. So we want to make sure that we get in these little grooves and areas as much as possible, just to help make sure that we get the best coating in general. And of course, if we need to, we're starting to dry back up, we'll come back, spray some more on, and continue on with the wiping in general, just to make sure that we get everything covered 100%. Now, once we've got all of this right here, now we can move on with blowing it off, making sure that any possible lint or anything like that that came from the actual rag or anything else, we're going to go ahead, blow it off, and then of course we can tack it and then start our process. Now that process may be an adhesion promoter, it may be a primer, it may be a direct to plastic type of paint, whatever you're gonna be doing. Now with it flame treated, the coating is going to stick way better. Now again, also remember, this is mainly gonna be useful for HDPE, polycarbonate, and plastics like that. Some of the fuller plastics, like a polyethylene, those are really great to do as well, because they are made with that type of plastic that does need that little bit of extra surface energy to have for that coating to bond into it. So a couple of things to make sure of whenever you are flame treating. Now, of course, we have a baseball or softball helmet, whichever one here that we've got. Now, a couple of things to remember on something like this right here. Now, this isn't bare plastic. This is actually coated with a coating already from the factory. And so with something like this right here, we will not need to flame treat it, because of course they have already done the prep work that's needed from the factory, so we no longer have to do any type of flame treatment. Now, if we was to take this all the way back down to bare plastic for some odd reason, then yes, we want to go back through the same steps like what we just did to make sure that we get the best possible adhesion. But because this is already painted from the factory, there's no need to go through the flame treatment process. We can go directly into the scuffing, and then of course straight into our primer or whatever coating that you're going to be applying over the top of it. So definitely keep that in mind. If it's already factory painted or painted, that's plastic itself, it does not need to be flame treated unless you already have some sort of issue. Maybe it's flaking off or something like that. Then yes, definitely you're going to need to do that. So hopefully this gives you a lot better understanding of the flame treating process itself, also what plastics to do it on, as well as what you're looking for whenever you're flame treating itself. Now, of course, if you do have any other questions or comments, definitely leave them below. We'd love to hear from you on anything hydrographics related, as well as if you feel like you have a better process or you feel like there's a different process, definitely let us know in the comments. We'd always love to hear from you in trying to help others as well to make sure that they get the information that they need. Also, we're going to have some links in the description below. They're going to go to the website. The website has everything that you're going to need for the hydrographics process, including some of the materials to go directly to plastics and sometimes without even needing to be flame treated. So definitely check that out. We'll have those in the links in the description below. I'm Bryan from Liquid Concepts, and this is how we customize your world. We'll see you guys next time.